Hello, everybody. It is me, Tristan Ornack, and this is Indie Insight. So welcome. Last week we checked out a huge record label that I love, which was Run for Cover Records. If you missed that, the playlist is on my Instagram, so you can check it out at any time. Today I'm going to be hosting an interview with Phatt James today. My voice is a little hoarse because I do a lot of tours on campus. That's how I make 90% of my money, and from mixing other people's music. But yeah, I'm really excited to introduce you to Phatt James, hailing from Shelton, Connecticut. There we go. Would you like to introduce yourselves, guys?
What up, dude?
Hey, yo, WQAQ, what's up?
What's up? Let's go, baby. My name is Chris. I play drums.
Yo, my name is Matt. I play guitar and I sing.
Awesome.
And we're forgetting Matty C.
And Matty C on the bass guitar.
Yeah, he ain't here with us right now, but, you know.
Is he like one of those really good professional bassists?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as professional as they come, but he is a hard-working man. So
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
he's out and about working hard and
That's right.
letting us hold down the fort.
I love to hear it. So, how did you guys come together as a band? Were you in any other bands, or did you do any other projects as of recently?
Yeah, we started out as a band, let's see, back in, what would you say we got together, 2016?
Yeah, that was before me. That was, 20... With me?
With you, 2016.
Yeah, like 2016, going into 2017. We met up at college. We went to school at the University of New Hampshire.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we were boys up there, and we Matt and I connected through another band that I was playing with. And Phatt James's drummer had left, and I was like, I need to jam with these guys. We had played a show before, and I was like, this is unbelievable. This music is great. I got to get in there. It was very my style, very 90s, a little bit more edge to it than the band that I was in at the time.
Rock.
Chris had a great first show. Can we talk about that?
Oh, yeah?
We could talk about it.
So he got a great introduction to the Fatty vibe on stage. We had a great time, and he did have a little fan coming up on stage for him.
Oh.
Yeah, we were playing at a venue that we knew very well in New Hampshire, and a female lady came up and was in my ear for like 90% of the show, she was in my ear trying to set me up with one of her friends, and I was like, I'm trying to play a show right now, and I got to pay attention because I'm still learning these songs. So that was my first kind of introduction to the lifestyle of Phatt James, and that's kind of why I'm still here, you know.
That's so cool. No, I love it. Yeah.
No, but
awesome.
But Matt and I have been very close friends along with Matty C. But Matty C, we met him in a very funny way.
Totally.
We met Matty C, our bass player, on Craigslist, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. We jammed with one or two other people before kind of auditioning when we moved back to Connecticut, and Matty C walked in and just absolutely tore it up, and we kind of just ran with it, and he loved it, and he took a totally new style to the bass that we had never really heard before, and it was very fitting to our style, and we love that man. We love that man.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great when we found him. That was before 2020, so that was before COVID hit.
Just before COVID, yeah.
We started playing some shows in the city together, so Chris and I lived up in New Hampshire after school for a little bit. Then we came down here to Connecticut right before 2020, I call it 2020, right before COVID hit, sometime around then. And then we played some shows, and then we had a big show planned.
Toad's Place.
Wow, you guys played at Toad's?
We were supposed to, but
we had played there prior, and it was kind of like a showcase kind of deal, and they had kind of hooked us up with a show, opening up for a pretty big band at the time, and we were really stoked about it. And it was Friday, March 13th of 2020, which is like the week that everything shut down.
Right.
So that Wednesday, we were supposed to go play a show up in Massachusetts, and the venue called us and was like, hey, we are canceling the show. We don't know what's going on. And then 10 minutes later, Toads called us and was like, we're shutting it down. And that was a huge blow, but it was cool because we kind of, obviously we were bummed because we couldn't play live music and everything. We had a bunch of friends come down for it from New Hampshire and stuff, and then we kind of took the time during COVID to set up my parents' basement and record an album, which is
that the album that's out now?
That's out now. That came out in May of last year, and the response has been great to it. We're really proud of it. We put in a lot of effort, a lot of time to that record, and it's a lot of culmination of years of fine tuning and stuff, and it was a really cool experience to do all that, and now we are excited to put out a video for one of those songs tomorrow. The song is called "Quick to Notice." It's a vibe, and basically the video matches the song super well, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just the three of us kind of driving around in a car and hanging out like homies, and it very much fits exactly the vibe of the song, I'd say, which is really cool because it was an idea that culminated through Matt and our photographer, Cam. I think his last name is pronounced Sir, but I don't want to butcher it. CYR.
Nocturnal Research.
Nocturnal Research is his Instagram, and he's an unbelievable photographer. Go check him out if you need any kind of live photos, portraits.
I was looking at him a little bit.
Yeah, he's the best, and he's salt of the earth human being. We actually met him through TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
He commented on a post of ours and was like, hey, I'm trying to get into the concert space with photography. Would you guys want a photographer for your next show? And we're like, absolutely, come down, whatever.
Nice.
And he came out, and he's been with us ever since. And that was his idea, kind of culminated because it was his car that we were driving around in, this Oldsmobile, like a 1970s Oldsmobile. And the video was shot by Kicker Pictures, who's a videographer kind of production company out of Bridgeport, and those guys are the best.
Where was it shot? Because, sorry, I'm really. But I was watching the video and I was like, this looked really familiar. I could be wrong. It kind of looked like the Madison, Connecticut area.
It looks that way for sure, but there is a little pocket of Milford, Connecticut that has some beautiful coastline. Yeah, Anchor Beach.
Anchor Beach.
Oh yeah, I've been to Anchor Beach. I should have guessed.
Yeah. Yeah, but I hear you. Madison is beautiful over there.
It's just my family lives there.
Yeah.
So nice. I'm always, when I think of shoreline in Connecticut, I think of Madison.
Absolutely.
But Milford, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. It was funny. We actually we were driving down there to, because Matt had scoped out the spot. You have done some fishing over there prior and everything. And it turned out my aunt lives right there, like across from the beach, essentially. And I'm like driving up. I'm like, this looks super familiar. And then I turn a corner. I was like, this is my aunt's house. So we just like parked in her driveway, and she's like watching us shoot the video and everything. It was hilarious. Yeah, it's like a happy coincidence.
Yeah.
So this song is "Quick to Notice," right? For that's coming out on the video tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
"Quick to Notice." Great song, by the way. Great album.
Thank you.
I listened to it all.
Thank you.
I highly encourage all my listeners, please check out the whole discography. I listened to it all while I was in the gym personally.
Nice.
I don't, usually I would listen in my car. I used to drive a lot. I travel quite frequently. But in college, I don't have time for that, so I listen to new albums in the gym. And when I got confirmation that you guys were going to come in today, I was like, okay, well, we got to go through all of it.
Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
So, and I watched the video. What, it's kind of basic. Just what inspired you guys to make a video for that song?
Yeah, I mean, like Chris said, we were talking with our buddy Cam here, and we just came up with the video. He started talking about his car. He started talking about his car, like this really nice car, and we could just shoot a video of you, driving around in the car, get some like old film style stuff going, and it'll be real chill. And we had that planned, and we just kind of, we started doing other things and whatnot, so it kind of marinated for a while. And then as time went on, I started thinking about some kind of connections that we could make to if you've ever seen the Scar Tissue video for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't even realize it when we first were talking about it, but as time went on, I was like, wow, this like has potential to kind of show some kind of influence there, just and kind of maybe an ode to them. I like to think about it like that way, which is pretty cool, I think. But we didn't originally think about that, but that's something I think about now as some inspiration behind the video. Because even the day of the video, we watched the Scar Tissue video and we saw how, like, I really hadn't, like, paid attention, I guess, that much beyond just the landscape of that video. But, you know, they're all just doing, like, some goofy type stuff, you know? So we kind of tried to do some, like, goofy type stuff in the video, too, and have a good time with it. But also, like, you know, the vibe of Quick to Notice is very chill. It's very, it's just driving music. You know?
One of the more mellow tracks on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives that, like, sunset vibe.
Yeah. Well, do you feel like the video kind of adds anything? Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, it's kind of like driving music. Do you think it adds anything to the song?
Yeah.
Maybe just storytelling-wise or emotion or mood-wise?
I would say so. I mean, because I would say the mood of the video is kind of like, it's just, I don't know. Hey, I don't know if this is the correct word, but there's something about, like, this, like, melancholy, just, like, happy, just, like, but, like, moody type thing going on, you know, I guess. I don't know. But I would say that having a video, having some type of art to go along with the music form of it, having a visual art to go along with it, I think that's always cool no matter what, and there's probably meaning to pull out of it that I don't even see right now, you know?
I think we really get a kick out of seeing the music come to life in a video sense.
Yeah.
We shot another video, when was that, last year or beginning of this year?
Yeah, it was about it, yeah.
And it was cool to kind of go through that process because you feel like you're kind of shooting a movie, and then you get the finished product, and it's like, oh, that's our song. Like, that's the thing that we really kind of
you'd be proud of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just kind of a cool thing to kind of see it, you know, culminate not only, you know, through audio but through a video kind of visual media too. It's pretty cool. I mean, if we had it our way, we'd probably make a video for every song that we got, you know, because but sometimes the budget doesn't allow for things like that. But luckily, I mean, the guys that we work with are amazing, and we have a huge support system with them, and it's really cool to be able to work with guys who are, number one, local, two, really supportive, and three, you know, just like really down to earth guys, and it's cool to be able to have such a professional style video to, you know, with guys that are right around the corner. I mean, it's not like we're going and driving into New York and telling, you know, people what we want, and then they kind of mess with it and everything like that. It was all like, here's the idea, let's make it happen. And it, you know, not to keep bringing up our old video, but the last one that we put out was actually their brainchild, their idea that they wanted to put together, Kicker Pictures I'm talking about. They kind of had been sitting on this idea for this kind of a style of video for a long time, and they heard our song and kind of reached out and was like, we'd love to take this song and kind of put this storyline behind it.
Really? Wow.
So that video is more storyline. This is just, I mean, I feel like you kind of capture the essence of who we are.
I saw kind of both of them.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed. Second one's more of just a vibe.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that comes across, because it was, I mean, we just took a day in the middle of the fall, you know, driving around Milford, just hanging out, messing around in the car.
This was recently.
Yeah. It was maybe a month ago, a little over a month ago, maybe we shot it.
Yeah.
Those guys work real quick.
Yeah, they do. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
They work real fast. So it was, it's just, awesome. It was cool to kind of capture just who we are as individuals instead of really focusing on the playing aspect behind the video, because the last two that we put out, three actually, were really kind of oriented around either some kind of a story or, story mixed with playing. And this was kind of like, this is just a couple of guys driving around and hanging out, you know? So it was cool to kind of have the opposite kind of form and really kind of showed exactly who we are as individuals outside of the music, but also kind of within it as well, you know?
Right, yeah. I think it's really cool to see that you guys even have a music video, and don't take this badly, but indie artists, not very big. you don't usually get that type of stuff. So
Right.
I can't even imagine, first of all, the budget for that.
Right.
But it's great that a production company would even reach out to you, like in the first place, and
Right.
then you continue that relationship. I mean, I would love a music video one day. That is so
man.
neat to me. What
You should, man, because your music's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on an
Listen to
album
his
right
stuff.
now.
He just played a track like 10 minutes ago. It hits, dude. It slaps.
Thank you. So one more quick question, and then I would love to listen to the song
Yes.
with our listeners on
Love
the
it.
radio.
Nice.
And I'll make sure that Casey gets a couple of your songs up on the sequencer too.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
So the visual part of music, how important is it to you? Did you feel like the editing in this video was important? Maybe the filters, just trying to capture that vibe that you guys kind of have together as a group dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that, it was super, super important in terms of like, Cam had me thinking about like some like old style footage type stuff, when we originally talked about it. So I definitely wanted that to be in there. So I think there's some cool like sequencing shots of like old footage and stuff that really just go along great with the setting of the video. The weather we chose to do it on, everything just like it really fits. Yeah.
It all really fell into place, I think, because we picked a day, and we're like, work schedules lined up, and we're like, let's pray for no rain, let's hope for like a nice sunset, let's hope for, like you said, good weather, comfortable, so we cannot be all bundled up in a convertible, because that's what we're driving around in. And the stars kind of aligned for what it was, and I think it was one of the more fun times that we had shooting a video. We've had great times doing all of them, but this was so much of just like, let's just drive around and do random things, and we'll have a camera on us, and then it was kind of their job to, not job, but it was kind of their choice as to what to pull from it. There were times where like, Matt was driving pretty much the entire time, and like I'm wrestling with Matty C in the back seat, and like, he hit me in the head with a hammer because I had a helmet on. Like, we're just doing these like crazy things, all like B-roll stuff that we'll have going forward. But it's just cool. It's cool to see, like like we talked about. It's cool to see the art form take a different shape than what it originally started with, and to see it. From the beginning, the song starting just on underneath Matt's fingers, to a video, to a full recording, to playing it out, to doing all this stuff with it. It's cool to be able to have those opportunities.
Right. No. Very neat. So let's give a listen to Quick to Notice by Phatt James off of their album Just Begun. Wow, so that was Quick to Notice by Phatt James. Really cool song, really chill vibe, especially from different songs on the album. I feel like this whole album pretty much exudes that alt-rock personality,
Nice.
and I really love it. But yeah, like I have to ask, on this album, what's your favorite song?
Oof.
I know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I got all these questions here, and that isn't one of them.
No. Do you have one off the top of your head? I mean,
Oh man, I think of one and then I think of another. But
Yeah.
first off, Tristan, thank you for saying
Of
that.
course.
Thank you, man,
That,
for real.
that means a lot, dude. Yeah, I don't know, because I immediately ahead of line just is like, I don't know. It's just like everything I've wanted to do as a songwriter feels like sometimes. But then I think about Baby Blue, and I'm like, I do love the fact that like there's an acoustic song like that.
Yep.
You know. It's tough, and then there's a lot.
dude, for me, it's so hard. I mean, I have like one or two in the chamber for sure, but it's tough because we shared some really special moments with all of these songs when we recorded them.
Right.
Because we were in my parents' basement like 5 nights a week for like 4 to 5 hours a night, going through stuff, reworking parts, rewriting things, like adding parts, taking parts away. And I think the most special thing from this recording process is on the title track on Just Begun. It's the last song. It's like 8 minutes. And I actually was taking videos on this little like handheld camcorder from like the 2000s. And I had just randomly set it up on like the bookshelf next to like the studio table where I was at. And Matt was in the vocal booth or down in the basement recording guitars. And it was like the last guitar line of the song. And I don't know anything about guitars really.
Yeah.
Like I went to school for like music performance stuff, but like I don't know anything about it. I'm like, you guys do your thing. I'll handle the drums. That's it. And we were kind of together writing this last little lick on the guitar because, you know, there was this really soaring guitar solo that was going over the end, and it was like this really euphoric moment. And then Matt and I threw a microphone while he's in the basement and I'm in the studio room, like worked this part out together. I'm like humming it, even though I can't sing at all.
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, dude, wait, like not that note, go up one, and then come down one, and then we like worked it out together. And then, you know, there's so many moments. But for me, I think that as far as like a moment was probably my favorite from the whole recording process. But as far as like a full song, it'd probably have to be Face Print because I grew up a huge metalhead, and we got to the end of that song and I was like really chewing at the bit to get some double bass in there. And Matt was like, go for it, dude. And I've tried to rip it up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it was like just this little like taste of my metal chops, and I was like, this is so cool to have it on a song that we put together that like he very easily could have been like, absolutely not, this is aggressive, there's no need for this. And yeah, but I tend to go back to that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of one while you were chatting there, but it is tough. I think I would say Wide Eyes. I'm going to go with tonight. 'Cause
I forgot
you've
about
got these
That
blue.
one's so good.
You've got these blue colors going on in here, and I think about that blue color that goes with Wide Eyes that I recorded it with because we had in the video or in the booth, Chris put these string lights, and I could change the colors, and I would do different songs and whatnot with that, or different colors for different songs. But anyways, I would choose Wide Eyes because Wide Eyes is all about, you know, having a dream and or having a vision for yourself in terms of what you'd like to do, and you know, that's what this album is all about. Chris and I had a dream and a vision to make a bunch of songs and have something to show for ourselves and have something we were really proud of, and that's what we did.
That's right.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off of the colors thing, that was also kind of a part of the inspiration for the album cover too, because the album cover, if you look at it, is like a very it's for the people listening, if you're not looking at it, it's basically a head with an explosion of different colors coming out of the top of it. And you know, I forget how it kind of came about. I had this idea in my head about it, and I like went on like Fiverr and asked somebody to be like, hey, can you like do this? And somebody sent that back, and I was like, this is awesome. And we had kind of bounced it off of each other. We weren't really sure because like we're bouncing some ideas off of each other, and then eventually like we all kind of came together and we're like, oh yeah, this whole recording process was surrounded by colors. Like there's a Snapchat video that Matt took of like the room was like kind of in this like green, and he goes, it's FaceTime, or it's face print time, baby, and he changes it to red. And I was like, let's go.
Yeah. It's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
If anybody remembers that, that's going to show that I'm a little older now.
Yeah.
No, I love the passion you two display just for this album in general and for your music. Really makes me think y'all get along.
Oh, for sure.
It's great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's great. I love when, man, I just love when people can agree on things.
Well, that's, dude,
Right.
for real, like that was such a huge thing. And also really something that helped when Maddie C joined the picture too, because like Matt and I together are very easygoing. Sometimes too much, because we're both like, do whatever you want. Like it doesn't, like sometimes we don't come to like a cohesive conclusion about things, which is fine, but like we kind of just run with ideas. But Matty C is very much the same way, and like letting us do our thing, but then he'll also be like, no, the song should go this way. Like we've been writing stuff together as a unit now for a while, and a lot of times we'll be like in a jam session, and Matty C will just be like, oh, let's play this chord here, and then we're like, all right. And then like we'll just kind of run with it that way. Yeah, so it's cool. I mean, the dynamic that the three of us have is really cool. I think it's something special, and it's kind of the reason why I think we've stayed a three-piece for so long, because it's just there's a dynamic when we get in the room together that just kind of works. I mean, there's no clashing heads ever. It's all like, even if we disagree on ideas, it's like, well, let's run with it and see where it goes. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll scrap it.
Right.
So it's just cool to have that, instead of like having one guy. Like Matt writes the songs, the lyrics, the chords, everything like that, and then basically brings it to the table and is like, I got this idea, let's run with it, let's see where it goes. And then we kind of put it together as a unit. Like Matt brings 75 to 80% of it to the table, and then we kind of throw the extra 20% on top. And then sometimes like I said, it takes a different direction. Sometimes it stays the same. It's cool. So it's definitely a cool thing to have as a unit, and it's something really special because we've all played in different situations where sometimes people are not as forgiving, and it's it's like you have an idea and you want to run with it, and people are just not even entertaining. It's like, all right, well, what are we doing here?
Right.
So it's cool. It's fun. We have a really good time together.
No doubt.
Yeah, so personally, I just want to mention my favorite songs on the album are Ahead of Line and Baby Blue, right? I'm a sucker for, I love when albums have just dynamic music. Nothing wrong with albums, very similar structure in each song, but I think that's what I really appreciated about your album, is that I feel like every song has a little bit of something different. And even if two songs really share maybe a similar structure of some sort, I'm still entertained, I'm still enthralled to listen to it. So one thing I loved about the album, that's me. I just love dynamic tracks. I mean, the difference between like 7 Days and Quick to Notice, it is probably one of my favorite things just about the whole album.
That's so cool.
This dude with the name drops, dude. This is unreal. Thank you.
I wanted to ask, like, what artists have maybe inspired you, or maybe just some of your favorite artists that you would like to share. Yeah, go ahead.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll go. I mean, the classics for me are the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Incubus. Those are like, I would say that honestly, let's see, John Frusciante, the guitar player for the Chili Peppers, influences my guitar playing, has influenced it forever. Huge influence. And then Brandon Boyd from Incubus, the singer, probably would be more of an influence of vocals and melodies and stuff like that, and lyrics and stuff. But that being said, those are the main ones. But there's also, like, I listen to Eddie Vedder, like Pearl Jam, like his lyrics and his melodies are awesome. So definitely that, like, you know, I was heavy into grunge when my first music that I found and was interested in was grunge, listening to like Alice in Chains, you know, Pearl Jam and stuff. So that was my stuff. And then after that, I've kind of gotten into hip hop and R&B even and everything. I've jumped all over the place, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Shameless plug too. We in our spare time we double as a Incubus cover band.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. I love Incubus.
We are under the name A Certain Shade of Phatt James, paying homage, whatever you want to say, to A Certain Shade of Green, which is, man, I grew up a metalhead. That song rips.
It does.
But yeah, for me, I grew up mainly listening to hard rock, heavy metal. I am a huge progressive rock, progressive metal fan. The first memory of music that I can remember when I was a kid was listening to, old cassette tape in the car. I don't even know if people know what that is anymore.
Oh, I collect them.
Yeah, man. Cassette tape of Roll the Bones by Rush, and Neil Peart was like, I listened to Dreamline and Roll the Bones back to back on repeat. I'd make my dad rewind it every single time. I don't think I listened to the last however handful of songs after those two until I was probably like 23. Like, I just only knew those two songs. I'm a huge Dream Theater fan. I got a huge Dream Theater tattoo on my chest. Mike Portnoy is my guy, and knowing that he came back to Dream Theater is so sick. I got tickets to go see him in New York and Connecticut coming up in March. Hyped. But yeah, and then, you know, I grew a huge appreciation for the 90s, 2000s rock, grunge era when I met Matt, because I had known the radio hits from the Chili Peppers, and I had known a handful of Pearl Jam songs, and really, like, I don't even really think I knew much of Incubus at the time. And when we kind of sat down and we were working through covers and stuff, I was like, these songs are awesome. It was funny, actually. The first time that we'd really sat down to jam, we had like a 2-hour set to play. Right. So they sent me a whole list of songs, a whole list of covers, whatever. So naturally, I went to go home and practice. And they sent me A Certain Shade of Green, Incubus. And so that was the first song that I pulled up as a cover. And I'd never heard it before, so I check it out, and it is heavy. And I was like, oh, let's go. Let's go. I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So of course I practiced to the original version, and then we go to practice, and it's the first cover song that we worked on, and Matt goes into it and he pulls out like an acoustic, I think, or something, or it was like a clean tone. And then I come in with the heavy drums when they were supposed to come in, and they're like, whoa, what's going on here? And I was like, we're playing A Certain Shade of Green. He's like, no, like the acoustic stripped down version, which is still a banger. But I'm like, oh, okay, that makes so much more sense. So much more sense. But yeah, now I'll go out of my way to listen to Incubus. Matt and I saw Incubus together at Mohegan Sun a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice.
And they blew me out of the water. They were unbelievable. But yeah, I grew up on all that stuff, and I played in classical orchestras, so I have a real appreciation for classical music, which is part of the reason why, if you listen closely to the ending of Subpar, there is an orchestral kind of...
That's right.
There's like an orchestral kind of build with the guitar solo that our producer, shout out to Trevor Buckingham, he produced and engineered that whole album.
Wow. Okay.
He put this like orchestral thing over the top of it, and I was like, all right, this is... I got my little taste of metal, I got my little taste of classical... I'm good to go.
I would love to do that live someday.
Oh my God! With an orchestra, awesome. I think I would be able to just die right there if we did that. If we did that,
so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of live shows, so how many live shows have you done, if any?
Wow.
Even though I kind of know you've done at least one.
Yeah. No. man.
We've done quite a few.
Really?
Hundreds.
Well,
yeah, probably hundreds.
Well,
yeah.
the question I have is, which one was your favorite? Which one stood out to you the most?
Oh, man.
Other than, being whispered into your ear. I mean, you can't get enough of that.
Well, now, yeah. That was really, honestly, that was a special time. Not for that, just to
Oh, now I just finally got your joke, bro. Oh my God, I was sitting there, I was thinking Tristan. I was like, what is he saying? I just got it, Tristan.
We played a show. Well, okay. Top. I'll go right off the bat. Our album release show at Park City Music Hall was far and away probably, well, it's a top 2, other than the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series, which is up there with the best moments of my life. That was one of the coolest things to ever happen to me as an individual, to something that I had put so much time and effort into. We, on a Thursday night, played a show to release our album. We played it in full, and we sold the place out on a Thursday at this really awesome venue, Park City Music Hall in Bridgeport. Which is a really cool spot.
I wish I got to see this show,
dude. I was
checking out the pictures.
Yeah, that's
absolutely fire.
Yeah, and that was like at the end of the night. People had filed out. Like, it was packed to the brim. And that was like just walking out for that, like, because we had a couple of openers with us, like friends of ours, to play, and the room was. There were people, but it didn't feel full at all, at that time, and I didn't really gauge to where the people were. I was like, all right, that's cool. Like, people came out, people showed up. This is awesome.
Right.
So we go back to the green room, we get hyped up, get ready for the show, warm up, whatever, and then we walk out, and I mean, you couldn't see the back wall. Like, it was insane. I'm like, I couldn't stop smiling the entire time. It was unbelievable. And then on the flip side of that, when I first joined, we played a show in New Hampshire, Dover, New Hampshire. I don't think the place is there anymore. It was called The Falls. And I played a double. I played with Phatt James, and I played with this other band that I was playing with at the time. Ooh. Dogs That Know Their Dogs was the name of the band. And we played in the middle of a blizzard to nobody, to 0 people except the bartenders. And we just got to hang out and jam and, like, play whatever we wanted to. And it was like one of the most fun times I've had playing, just because there was no worry of like what we're doing. It was like, it was us, and then it was like our friends from the band that had played previous, and that was it. Like, we played to nobody. It was awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes that's fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it every time, but
No, of course.
It was cool.
It's also really fun to play in front of a bunch of new faces and stuff. New energies.
Definitely.
And stuff. So.
Definitely.
Yeah,
but I love all you true fans that keep coming out.
That's true.
You.
No, I'll have to show up one day.
Yeah, Tristan,
please.
for
I
sure.
would love to.
Now, hearing your vocals, dude, we got to get you up there doing some harmonies or something.
Honestly,
I will.
step up, dude.
Invite me anytime, man.
Get on the guitar.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I'll pull up. No problem.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of layered guitars in those songs, so we could definitely find something for you.
Your producer, I don't know if that was him, but he did a really good job layering those. That's something I really struggle with. It just annoys me to make them sound good when you layer them.
I hear you. No, he's a wizard. He's based up in Massachusetts, and we basically just would sit in my parents' house and record tracks, and then when we felt they were ready, we would just send it to him, and he would put them together, and then send us a mix back, and then we'd give him notes, and then he'd send us another mix. Like, it was kind of just this dynamic, but it was good because, like, there was no pressure. That's part of the reason. Shout out to my parents if y'all are listening. Like, thank you guys for having us. I've said it 100 times, but thank you guys so much for having us for countless hours, because we would have spent an ungodly amount of money on studio time to do what we did, because, I mean, we were, like I said, we were over there for a solid amount of time over the course of like 2.5 years. And, we shared some really cool moments together, just being able to kind of sit there, because I had learned a lot about Logic Pro and, enough about it to be able to get by to record, but I couldn't do the mixing part of it, so we used Trevor, and it worked out because, like I said, Matt and I would go over there on like a Sunday morning, like still got coffee, you know, hanging out, and we'd go bang out some parts, and then there was no worry of like, oh, we're taking up Trevor's time and we got to pay for the hour or whatever. Yeah. It was like, are you free or are you free? Like, let's just go in there and hang out. And we basically just like used it as like a chill jam space essentially to put an album together.
Oh, really neat. Well, I will have to wrap this up, and we'll play Circle Bent at the end. I do want to ask, final question, what should we expect for the future of Phatt James? It seems like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to anything.
Dude, we right now we have about a month or two free from shows for a little bit, so we are back in the studio. We got a song in the works right now that is a 3-minute ripper.
Nice.
Just a heater. Oh my God, it's one of my favorites. I love that song. We got a couple in the back pocket that we're putting together. And then we got some stuff in February. Currently working on booking a New England tour for March into April. Potentially.
Looking out for that.
Yeah. We got some really cool bands. I don't want to rant too much, but we played a really awesome show up in New Hampshire a couple of months ago with these two bands, River Sang Wild and, oh my God, help me. What was it? Oh my God.
Oh, we're going to blank on it.
Forgive me, but we played with these two great bands, and now we're going to take that bill and run it through Philly and New York and Connecticut and go kind of up the coast and go up that way. Look out for new music, new merch. We love making T-shirts.
Yeah, no, they're nice. They were very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Hell yeah, nice. Oh, sorry. Heck yeah.
No, you can say that.
That's kind of where we're going right now.
Yeah, totally. I would love to see us recording some more songs because we got them. Some old ones that we've had for a while, some new ones that we're working on and stuff. So that'll definitely be something big. And then, hang out with us on TikTok and all that stuff.
Yeah, plug everything
right now. On there, get on there on TikTok and, Instagram, MySpace, what else is there? All that stuff. At Phatt James Music, PH, 2 T's. Phatt James Music. I'm out there. I'm trying to give some life advice out there on TikTok.
He's a big motivational speaker on TikTok.
I'm headed down that motivational speaking role.
All right.
Yeah. No, not really. But a little bit.
It is great. It is great. I do love.
I'm trying to get a little more personal on there. I'm trying to let y'all know who I am as a person and who we are. So we're gonna try and be a little more nuts. We're gonna try and show ourselves some more. Yeah.
And I think that's coming across in our new video.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Coming out tomorrow, baby.
Check it out.
Full circle.
Yeah,
full circle.
I'm excited, but it was really awesome talking to y'all today. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough time for Circle Bent today, but I'll be playing it on my next show. Just a little plug because I do have an interview with a little band on campus, and
nice.
I do need a little time to get ready before before they walk in here. But thank you all so much. Again, please check out Phatt James on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Really awesome to hear about such a great band based in Shelton, Connecticut. Please check them out on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm sure you would love some motivational speaking.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for having us, man. Seriously, it's been great.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. I love doing these types of interviews.
If you're a musician or an artist, get in here and talk to this man because it's fun. It's a great vibe in here too. It's cool.
I love the lights. I love the
lights. Looking out at the people walking by.
Yeah, we put up different stickers on there.
Oh yeah.
But
huge.
All right. Well, that'll end our Indie Insight for today. Please take care, and I hope you enjoy Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam.
Oh, let's go.
Love it.